Now, severe weather has interrupted the US presidential campaign and is even threatening to overshadow the Republican convention in Tampa, Florida.
Tropical storm Isaac has reportedly killed 7 people in Haiti and could strengthen to a Category 2 hurricane as it nears the Gulf Coast.
The outer bands of Tropical Storm Isaac pounded parts of South Florida with heavy rains, flooding streets in Key West. The storm is now headed into the Gulf of Mexico, where it's expected to strengthen into a hurricane. Forecasters say it'll likely make landfall between the Florida Panhandle and Louisiana, avoiding Tampa, the site of the U.S. Republican Party convention.
Tropical Storm Isaac gained strength today, passing through the warm waters of the Florida Straits before slamming the Keys with intense wind and heavy rain. Thousands in Florida are already without power. Hundreds of flights have been canceled, and mandatory evacuations are underway in some coastal towns.
We're very vulnerable. We are only about 2 feet above sea level.
Southern parts of the state and the Panhandle could get up to 12 inches of rain. Over the next few days, the majority of Florida is expected to feel the massive system, which has tropical storm force winds spanning more than 350 miles.
Emergencies have been declared in 4 Gulf states. Communities preparing for the worst include New Orleans, which lived through the nightmare of Katrina 7 years ago this week.
Make sure you've got a game plan. Make sure you follow the advice of your local leaders. Make sure you're paying attention to the changing weather conditions, especially from the National Weather Service. This storm, they could change. Certainly, we've seen the track change significantly in the last few days.
So with hundreds of flights already cancelled, schools closed and homes scarred, this is now a waiting game to see where Isaac will strike next and with what force.
Isaac's expected to reach hurricane strength as it passes the Florida Keys. The state's governor's warning people of what's on the way.
We're a state that has dealt with hurricanes. We know how to do this, and if it ends up going further west, whether it's Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida will be ready to be helpful.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says Isaac will develop into a hurricane by the time it hits land, likely by Wednesday. The governors of 4 states, including Florida and Louisiana, have declared a state of emergency. Residents are stocking up on food and water.
Republicans who will formally nominate Mitt Romney as their presidential candidate at their convention in Florida appear not to be put off by the bad weather.
I sit on the state Republican Executive Committee in Texas, and we're very excited to be here and support Mitt and get him elected. I'm excited.
Isaac is forecast to become a Category 2 hurricane in the next 48 hours, which means winds of 169 kilometres per hour. But forecasters say a slight westward shift in the storm's track has put the convention out of harm's way.